Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Weekend Wrap-Up Show. I'm David Thomas. Across from me is Mr. Josh Blevins with his fancy coffee.
Southern Cup. Been to Southern Cup again this morning on a Saturday, like usual. So always
same,
can't go wrong
same
with Southern
thing.
Cup.
So I'm seeing an addiction for me.
I might have, a problem. Is in the first step. You got to admit that you have the problem and then you kind of deal with it. But I think it's a good addiction. So,
Okay.
Creme brulee brevet as always. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So what's going on in Bedford County?
Bedford County this morning, I drove in, I swung by the early voting just to kind of get a feel. Today is the final day of early voting going through noon, and I saw Mr. Todd Warner. I think he's running for House of Representatives. Mr. Ben Chapman running for County Commission. They were out there campaigning, trying to get those last couple votes in the ballot box. So shout out to them for being out there on a Saturday morning. And both of them said they'd been there all morning, and it was a very steady stream of people going in and getting their last minute early votes in. So you got till noon today, and then you get a break till election day.
Let's talk a little election. All right, let's think about this, Josh. These numbers have been huge.
Yes, they have.
Do you think that the actual election day will be lower and drop off because of all the early voting, or you think it'll hold up?
I think it'll be big too. So I'm feeling like it's going to be big, and I do have a few more thoughts on the election, but we're going to hold the rest of
that's
thoughts
all I was
until
wanting to talk
after
about. I think the big
till the
news.
end of the show,
I think the big news so far on the election is the early voting turnout.
Yeah, early voting turnout has been good. We are still running in the top 5 in the state as far as increase from the last time we had a county election. So, numbers are up. Nowhere near as good as a presidential election. We're still probably only going to pull half the number that vote during presidential, but good for a county election.
All right, so I'm interviewing you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think our final results are going to be, total number of voters in Bedford County? What should we see, and what are we going to see? Josh Blevins' prediction.
What we should see is the same numbers we get in presidential, is about 20,000 people vote. We will not see that.
Well,
not even close.
You said, you just said we're not.
We will not. We will actually see, I'm feeling like we're headed towards that 10,000 numbers.
You don't think we make it to 12?
We'd have to have a really high turnout on election day to go to 12.
Okay,
so generally, the last time we had about 55% of voters voted early and about 45% voted on election day. So if those percentages hold, that 10 numbers, within reach. Now, if we had a huge turnout on election day, we could get to 12.
I don't know the exact number, but yesterday on a Friday, what was it, 606?
Yeah, over 600.
Are we going to get to there today? In this, we got
in a 4-hour window. That would be hard. We don't normally get to me, but it is the last day, so like I said, they said still wish we had twice as many people voting, but it's better than last time, so we'll take the improvement.
We'll say it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. So maybe next time it'll be even better.
All right. I'm through interviewing you now.
That's all.
How about we hear from our sponsors?
Let's hear from our sponsors.
Yeah, let's hear from. We've got Dennis Young Insurance.
Yep.
Longtime sponsor.
Yeah.
We've got Cutting Edge Optical.
Yep.
We got several.
The Dream Team.
The Dream Team, the Arnolds. We're going to hear from those three first.
Yep.
We'll come back and start hitting some of these things we've got to go through today. And right after we hear from them, we'll be right back.
Yep.
For clear vision and trusted care, choose Cutting Edge Optical. We offer comprehensive eye exams powered by 20/20 exams, expert contact lens fittings, and a wide selection of quality frames to match your style and budget. Need glasses fast? We even offer same-day eyeglasses to keep you seeing clearly without the wait. Our experienced team is committed to personalized service and helping you see your best every day. Visit Cutting Edge Optical at 1114 North Main Street in Shelbyville, or call 931-488-5778 to schedule your appointment today.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
When you're ready to buy or sell in Middle Tennessee, you want someone who knows this community inside and out. Meet Diane and Madison Arnold, Shelbyville's trusted real estate team with decades of local experience and award-winning results. Whether it's finding your dream home, pricing your property to sell, or navigating every step of the transaction with confidence, they're with you from start to finish. As part of Coldwell Banker Southern Realty, they pair hometown expertise with powerful market tools to help you move with confidence. Call Diane and Madison today and experience the personal service and local knowledge that makes all the difference.
All righty, welcome back in here to the weekend wrap up, the news that matters. Let's talk about the news that matters, Josh.
This week was all about the day Tuesday. Tuesday. I started Tuesday morning before 8 o'clock at Shelbyville Central High School, and I got off the square, left the square about 9:15, 9:30 Tuesday night. It was that kind of a day.
Yeah.
So Tuesday morning, Bedford County Schools held their annual school kickoff. This is the third time I've attended that. It's always a great event. They get all the teachers and get them into one big gymnasium and get them hyped up for the school year.
It reminded me of a pep rally.
It's kind of like a pep rally.
Back in the day.
It's like an old school pep rally.
Yeah, you come in on Friday morning because the football game was Friday
Yeah.
night, and everybody screamed their lungs out. It
Yeah.
looked like kind of that same atmosphere.
Well, they're all into teams because they're sections. You got your section, you got your Aiken section, you got your East Side,
Yeah,
your
that's
South
a
Side.
pep rally. Is what that
It's a
is.
pep rally. It was good. This was Mr. Harwell's first year as a school superintendent, so he gave a long little speech, kind of talked about his history, how he got to where he was at. Learned a lot about him. So
Yeah.
it was,
In case y'all are hearing this noise, the bottom just dropped out.
it's
of
pouring
it.
rain over top of us on the
man.
metal roof. Yes, if you can hear it. So, but no, it was a great event. Good turnout. Good speech by Mr. Harwell. I think they're going to have a good year. He ran through some of the numbers there. They've got 1,400 or so employees working for the school system, and they're serving about 8,700 kids is kind of the rough estimate for this year. And just overall good event. And kids could be, I'm sure the kids are not as pumped up as the teachers are, but the kids will be going back to school soon.
I've talked to a couple that I know, and
They're
they're ready
ready?
to get back.
They're ready to go back?
It's not like in the old day. I hated going.
I
They're ready to
look
go.
forward to the start. I think, aren't
Yeah.
they going a half day on Monday? I
Yes.
think it's like
And
it's
then-
here.
Yes,
So,
a half day on Monday and then full day on Tuesday.
yeah. And I don't know if it was like this when you went to school, but we didn't ever go till after Labor Day.
No,
So,
it was like a lot. It seemed like it was cooler.
yeah.
Man, we're in the middle of heat wave.
We're going in the heat of August. So so that was Tuesday morning. Tuesday evening we had 3 back-to-back meetings. Started at Dover Street at the County Financial Management Committee. The first item was a report they gave out that nobody was there to talk about, but we're going to talk about it briefly. This was the monthly solid waste report. And they mentioned in there that now that there is a new transfer station here in town, the convenience centers will no longer accept wood and construction debris at the convenience centers across the county. You have to drive them into the transfer station here in the city, and there's now a fee for that. Obviously, I
Okay.
don't think convenience centers, you paid a fee, but there's a fee at this new transfer station. And also they mentioned that no loaded trailers or box trucks will be accepted at the convenience centers anymore. If you're bringing in that much stuff, I guess you got to take it to the transfer station as well. So
Okay, so when you go to the transfer station, is there a charge?
there's a charge. Yeah, there's a charge at this new transfer station. It's over, I don't remember the street name, but it's over there behind Shelbyville High School.
Okay, yeah.
Behind Central
Yeah.
over there, over by the metal recycling place. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's the new way that solid waste is being handled. As far as financial reports at the Finance Committee, we had Bedford County had in debt, the debt service account. I want to focus on that for a second. They had $22.2 million in revenue for that. That is the one that is up for ongoing and continuous debate as far as the city-county lawsuit,
Right.
which neither one of us are a fan of. But that will be a hot topic of discussion as soon as the final opinion comes out from Court of Appeals.
When is that expected, Josh?
It could happen any day
Yeah.
at this point. They had the oral arguments in May, so it's coming up soon. But I just want to point out for the last full year, $22.2 million in revenue. In the actual amount of debt that the county is servicing right now, they have this year $14.1 million in debt payments.
Okay, payments. What's the total debt amount? Do you know?
It's over $100 million. I want to say like 108 is
Oh,
the
so we're
number.
$100 million in debt.
Yeah, it was a big number.
Okay.
Yeah, but as far as payments, this is principal and interest, $14.1 million. However, starting in 2028, that number drops to below $10 million. because that's when the bundle of juvenile detention and the Liberty Wing falls off. So coming up pretty shortly, we've got less than 10 million in payments. Yet we have 22.2 million in revenue. So I know we're gonna,
we're accumulating.
we're gonna scream and gnash our teeth that we don't have enough money if this lawsuit goes one way or the other. However, we do actually have enough money to make the payments.
Just off the interest off of our debt services fund, right?
Well, just off the revenue coming in. So
Okay.
if we're 22.2, if you take 2 or 3 million off that, you can still make $10 million.
And you run the numbers on this before. Just what we're making on our debt services fund in interest.
We're
phenomenal.
generating in the neighborhood of $400,000 a month, $400,000 a month in interest on the balance of all of our accounts, and all the interest from all the county bank accounts goes back into debt service. So, other than a little bit for some opioid stuff, but yeah, the big numbers all go back into debt service. For overall revenue numbers for the county, property tax revenue for the year was up a little over $1 million. County brought in $34 million in property tax revenue, and then on the sales tax side of things, also up over $1 million in sales tax. That was $19.56 million in sales tax revenue. So obviously, property tax is still the main source of revenue for the county government.
And this is the only positive side effect of inflation right here.
I guess.
More tax or sales tax revenue.
Yeah, I'm not sure how positive it is, but yes,
it's not positive, but
more tax revenue is coming out of that. So, and just to, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but just to flip flop that, in city government in Shelbyville, obviously where I work at, we're actually the opposite. We generate more of our revenue is sales tax revenue versus property tax.
Right.
The city government runs more off of sales tax than property tax.
Right.
So, yeah, it's the exact flip flop there. And then the last thing that happened at the Finance Committee is they sent a positive recommendation on a resolution authorizing the transfer of $10 million to Shelbyville Power. This $10 million is coming in the form of a state grant that was already supposed to have gone to Shelbyville Power. There was a little bit of a paperwork snafu up at the state, and they said, hey, it's easier for you guys locally to fix this on your end.
Right.
So this is how they're going to fix it.
and they'll get paid back, reimbursed with
Well,
the grant.
they'll get the
They'll
$10
get the
million
grant.
first. They're not writing a check ahead of time. They're
Oh,
going
they're
to
not. Oh,
they're going to
okay.
get the $10 million. Then they'll write a check out to
Okay,
Shelbyville
all right,
Power for
okay.
$10 million. So it's just going to be a pass through. And we will touch on where that money's going in the next segment here, because we're about to move to 5 o'clock Tuesday evening. Shelbyville Power, Water, and Sewer Boards met. They opened in the Power Board. This is the first time they had done this in a number of years, they said. They brought in the fine people from Tennessee Valley Authority, who brought us this handy-dandy, nifty guide to what Tennessee Valley Authority does, TVA. That's where we get our power from. They said they have 3 of them nuclear sites. They got 4 coal sites, 29 hydroelectric sites, 1 pump storage, 10 turbine gas, 8 combined cycle gas, and 1 diesel, for a net capacity of they can generate 32,268 megawatts, which seems like a lot of power. So, part of the pitch that they were, well, let me give you a couple more stats. They also have 6 additional power generation sites currently under construction, and 3 more that they're working on that are in the planning phase. So, part of the pitch that they were making at this meeting was they have some capacity and are willing to service the very unpopular in the public right now, data centers. So they mentioned a particular municipality in the state that had allowed them rather than disallowing them, and they claimed that they were generating $1.4 million a year in profit off this single location because of the amount of power that's being used.
Okay, let's just talk about that.
Yeah.
You're talking about how much you're making off of it,
Yes.
and to make it, you got to allocate the electricity for that to make the money.
Right. And
Okay.
that was the pitch with all the sites. That
All right,
they
so
have
that
the
tells me
electricity.
that data centers eat up a lot of electricity, Josh.
They did.
Just-
A lot of
okay,
electricity.
A lot of electricity.
A lot of electricity.
All right.
They feel like they're prepared for some if they're put in the right locations. I told them there are other issues other than electricity that obviously people are concerned about, including noise pollution. Water has been something we've talked about. A lot of people are concerned about. They said the one that they had built that's supposedly generating this much profit is not using any water. They're using a closed loop system that doesn't require a lot of water.
Okay, so they can generate and they're worried about AI data centers, obviously.
Well, these are
Mention-
whatever type of data center.
Well,
but
data,
they
yeah,
did- they
whatever data
mentioned-
centers.
yeah.
Okay, everybody assumes it's associated with AI, which
Right.
it's not, but a lot of
Yeah,
people assume
Yeah,
that.
some of them are.
Okay, so
yeah.
they're able to handle this. Are they going to be able to handle my house?
They say they can handle it.
Okay,
They say they can handle it.
that's what everybody's
They-
asking the question
They
about.
say they have capacity. There are laws they say the state has put in place, additional regulations they're putting in place that require the data center company to handle all the infrastructure build out that's required to get this amount of power to their location, so it doesn't have a negative impact on the customers as well. So this is I'm just passing along their pitch. I'm neither
Okay.
promoting or speaking against. I'm just saying this is what TVA had to say to the Power Board. So, and they brought this handy dandy presentation.
it's
to show us
impressive.
with
It's
maps. It's colorful. It's
Yes.
very fancy.
Yeah.
So, that's what they're pitching, and they do say, and this is a good thing. We are in the kind of the lower rates. We have some of the lowest rates across the country. Part of that being, I
At
guess,
the moment.
because of at the moment.
At the moment,
At the
that's the
moment.
key phrase.
At the moment, we have some of the lowest rates across the country. I believe. What's the official? Let me give the official stat. Is residential rates in TVA territory are lower than those paid by 80% of the customers of the top 100 U.S. utilities. So that's a very twisted stat, but
I know
basically
people-
you're in the bottom
I've
20%
heard this.
lower rates.
I've heard this
Yeah.
for a long time before data centers ever popped up.
Yes.
Now we're hearing about it from them, so look out.
Yeah. So
We start bragging about how good the rates have been. Okay,
hopefully they stay
pretty
there.
pretty document, colorful
Yes.
maps.
Yes.
Oh, that looks like sales material to me.
No, they are doing a good job. The
Yeah.
TVA has had, if you've not followed the national news, TVA first of all is run by they're a federal entity.
Yes.
Their board is appointed. I believe it has to be the Senate has to sign off on their board members, and they had operated for a fairly long period of time without a quorum on their board. They didn't have enough members. They
Yeah.
weren't able to get enough approved through the Senate. They're back up to a quorum now. They have a new interim CEO that was previously a retired COO from TVA, so he has some knowledge in the
Yeah.
industry and stuff. So they hope they're moving in a good direction. They right now, because of costs and whatnot, which this isn't popular with a lot of people either, but I think it's the gas generating capacity is where they're expanding at. Nuclear is where people would like to go, but they don't have the financial ability to get into some of the new nuclear technology right now. They said it's too cutting edge. Costs are in the billions for these newer modular reactors, the smaller ones, and they don't want to be right on that front cutting edge and pay that price. They can't
Yeah.
afford to pay the price. So they're going to let that technology get fleshed out by the market, and they hope to get there eventually. But right now, gas generation is where they're spending their efforts on expanding.
Okay.
So, other news from that, and this ties back into what happened at finance. The sewer board approved an application that's going to run through one of the state industrial development or something arms. Anyways, they're trying to get an additional $8 million in grants to go with the $10 million that they already got from the state.
Right.
And the goal of this, which was not mentioned at the finance meeting, they were very vague. They just said sewer up 231, but the sewer board didn't mind going ahead and saying what they're doing, which is this is to get sewer as far out as where the Tennessee Downs location has been planned for a number of years on 231. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Pat Marsh had mentioned this as well at his presentation to the Rotary Club. But they're now up to an estimated possibly $18 million to get sewer out to there. This will be paid for through state grants. No local sewer customers will pay for this. However, even getting the sewer for free, they have to account for the depreciation on this. The utility cannot operate on an unbalanced budget. They have to operate on a balanced budget. And one of those expenses has to be depreciation expense. So if they do this sewer project, somebody being the customer on the other end of this project, is going to need to cover $34,000 a month is the current estimation for depreciation expense, which means their base sewer bill before they flush the toilet the first time is going to need to be $34,000 a month. So
Wow,
that's how much.
that's a big sewer bill, Josh.
That's a big old sewer bill. So that's how much is going to have to be covered by the projects the people that are paying for sewer service off this project in order for them to go forward with it. So
I hate to be the
that's
first guy sitting out there by myself for a little while.
all by yourself on the
Oh,
end of the
that's a
sewer
big
line.
bill.
That's a big old sewer.
I got a
bill.
question,
So,
Josh.
yeah.
I don't know if you've heard or you remember about this. If there's a plan to alleviate our problems on the east side of the city and the south side of the city where we currently have moratoriums because of sewer issues. I'm just wondering, has there been any talk about grants to help repair these lines?
They are working on the main one is the east side moratorium. They're working on getting some funding for that. Yeah, there was some discussion of that. I didn't take any notes on exactly the direction they're going. That's a $6 million estimate right now. So they're working through how they're going to pay for that.
Right.
Yes. So there's not a final plan yet. They do want to get moving on that sooner rather than later because it does hold up any new development east of Hillcrest Drive right now in the city. So yeah, they're working on it. Do not have a final plan yet, but I think they're trying to at least get a plan in place by the end of this
I
year.
think obviously anybody that wants to build a house or any type of structure out there requiring sewer, people want to know what's going on with it. It'd be great if we got a report of some kind of plan update on where that's good. Maybe we'll hear something soon. Hopefully we will.
We will. Once they get something in place, I'm sure they'll put out the information, or I'll be at the board meeting and I'll hear it because they'll present to the board. So that was it for power, water, and sewer, at least what I took notes on. Left there and went to the historic courthouse on the square for the 7:00 County Planning Commission meeting, thinking Planning Commission, surely that won't take an hour. Boy, was I wrong. I think it was after 9 o'clock
you
when I get
was.
out of there. So
You was wrong, Josh.
I was wrong.
One of the few times.
Oh, I'm wrong more often than I'm right, maybe, but I was definitely wrong there. I guessed an hour. They went over 2. The meeting started. It was a little heated. I'm not going to get into too much of the hoopla. You can watch it on the YouTubes, but there were several people that stood up and gave public comment at the start of the meeting. They were speaking against the ongoing issue that the people over in Wartrace and Fairfield Pike area have had with the farm pond projects. The position of the county is, and has been, I think, for a while now, that if they want to protest these 3, I think there's 3 of them, the 3 farm pond developed ponds, that they need to bring an official appeal to the BZA. You and I have talked about this over the last few months. I think it's one of those, there seems to be a loophole. Maybe there's a loophole. Maybe there's not a loophole. I feel like the only way it's ever going to get fully solved is it's probably going to end up in a court somewhere. So I think there's going to be a court fight. If it doesn't end up in a court, the only other place that it probably would get some resolution is if the legislature did something at the next session that kind of adjusted some of the rules around this. But this is not just a Bedford County issue. This has been going on in Coffee County. This has been going on in Marshall County. I think Williamson County has some stuff. It's all over the state. It is highly contentious to those that are in it for sure, and I know there's a lot of heightened emotions and whatnot, but you and I wouldn't want one next to my house. If one was next to my house, I'd probably be jumping up and down too. And
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, so I understand their frustration. However, you and I don't have the answers. So
Right.
yeah, I'm not going to pretend like
I'm
I
not
do,
going to make
so.
any comments on this, but I
Yeah.
think everybody that's interested in this type of discussion and has maybe a dog in the fight, or if they have concerns, they need to watch this video. It's posted. It's out there. It was live streamed, I believe, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was
Yeah,
live
okay.
streamed. Yep,
I
Planning
think
Commission live
you
streamed,
get a
yeah.
picture of the current environment between citizens and government interacting with one another, and it wasn't a good testimony. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it was spicy was the word I used. I think
Is
to
that it?
somebody. It was a spicy opening to Planning Commission. From the opening, they did go into, they had an extended discussion. The county for, I think they're at almost 4 years on this project, maybe even longer. They've been working on a new comprehensive plan. This will kind of lay out the vision for where they want zoning and building and whatnot to happen throughout the county over the next however many years. I don't know how long they're planning in this comp plan, at least 20, 30, 40 years maybe. So this is a document they've been working on. They're working through it section by section. They had a long discussion. One particular item that actually they get into quite a bit was major subdivisions, which they're redefining as more than 3 lots. They're talking about requiring a 20-foot road width. The county highway superintendent was there. He said, I guess, and I haven't been out and measured our county roads, but the majority of our county roads are only 18 feet wide. So, which presents a problem if you pull out of a subdivision and you're pulling like a trailer or something behind your pickup truck.
Let me tell you,
Suddenly you need both lanes to even get out.
let
on
me
the
tell you
road.
about trailers, Josh. I've
Yes.
pulled a big long gooseneck trailer around for a lot of years. Okay. Some of these roads that you get out into the county, if you make a wrong turn, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that extra 2 feet when you're pulling in a driveway trying to back that thing up, that extra 2 feet will keep you from taking the fence out sometimes.
Right.
Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
All right. But we have a lot of horse people to and fro about here for some reason.
Yes.
Could it be we're the walking horse capital of the world?
It's possible.
It's possible. Okay. So we got a lot of horse people. I think this 20-foot road width, and this is a major subdivision. And major subdivisions probably aren't going to have a lot of trailers, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
but
bad
it's not
policy.
just trailers. You got to think about school buses coming in and out. You got to think about fire trucks. You got to think about all these things. So you still got farmers pulling stuff up and down these county roads.
True.
So they need enough width to get through. So,
No, so
yeah.
20 foot is not a bad idea.
Yeah. So that's the discussion right now. There's really I don't even know if there is a regulation. If there is, 18 is what we have, and they feel like 18 is not really cutting it. So
I've been on some 12-foot ones, I think. That's no fun.
yeah. So
20 is good, Josh.
yeah. So 20 is the direction they might be leaning. They've not taken the official vote or anything yet. So that was really it at the County Planning Commission. Honestly, the biggest chunk of that 2 hours was a discussion of the comprehensive plan. And it's just trying to get all their ducks in a row. That'll be coming to the public here in the next few months, hopefully. Last thing I went to during the week that I want to talk about, it just very briefly, is I went yesterday about 4:30, and we did the Bedford County time capsule. So doesn't it look fancy?
It does.
Nice. I don't know who did this brochure, but it turned out really good.
You don't know
So-
who did that?
No, I don't know who did it, but it looks
Man,
very good.
I
So,
tell you
yeah.
what. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna make a plug for something. I see people criticizing the use of AI. AI generated right there, Josh.
There,
but it is so
looking
good
at the
looking.
brochure, it did look.
This right
there
here,
was,
you can
I
tell.
think, some AI.
But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That gives a great picture of what the time capsule should look like. If
Yeah,
I
and
thought of it in
honestly,
my
our
mind,
time capsule looked nothing like that.
nothing like that. But
the
you know,
picture's pretty.
but the picture looks good. I mean,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
you see people criticizing AI a lot,
yeah,
but
but this
it is-
brochure turned out really good.
Oh, it did.
And it was a good event. They had the mule drawn wagon with the mayors came up around the square. They had the white horse with
Yeah.
the rider with the flag, and then they had all the different
Yeah, I saw those pictures, Josh.
veterans
Nice job.
organizations were represented, and some speeches and whatnot. I could tell it could get a little hot in the sun, so I think wisely I got my folding chair and I sat in the shade under a tree
In the
where it was
shade.
nice and comfortable, and it was a good event. And then after that, they had a concert over at the Grindstone and stuff. So it was another good Friday night on the square. So
How long did that run? Up
the
until-
time capsule thing ran about 45 minutes.
No,
or
I'm
so,
talking
so-
about just the entire evening. When
Well,
things
that was
started to
it.
clear
That was
out.
it for this. So I don't.
But it
the
carried
con-
on, spilled over. into
yeah,
the evening.
yeah. I mean, Grindstone was full. Now I left Grindstone about 6:15 before the concert even started,
okay.
but it was packed. There was no room to get a table at that point.
It's good.
already,
It's
so.
good to see people forming up to those businesses.
Yes, and I stopped by my friends at Twin Treats and got me 3 probably not good
Gosh.
for me snacks, but they were very delicious, and always appreciate the fine baking.
Man, I was so excited yesterday. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I was so excited here at our office. A gentleman came up. One of our workmates came up and said, "There's a vegetable tray downstairs. You need to go check it out." I said, "A vegetable tray? That don't sound good."
That doesn't
But I
sound-
happened to be passing by. I walked by the vegetable tray, and it was apple fritters and chocolate covered donuts. He referred to it
Oh,
as a vegetable tray.
yeah.
So I enjoyed that one.
You enjoyed that vegetable
Yeah.
tray. Well, you were eating healthy. So, With that, that is all I have for the week that just happened. Honestly, it was not a super crazy week. We're in election season, so things in government are a little slow. Now, I did actually attend way more meetings than we're going to talk about here, but some of those we can't talk about yet. So, so let's hear from our last set of sponsors, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Piggly Wiggly,
Yep.
Kincaid Service Company, and First Bank,
First
all
Bank.
here in Shelbyville.
All good local businesses.
Great. Say big at the pig.
Yes, I love the pig.
Kincaid Service Company. Service is their middle name.
Yes.
First Bank is your first stop.
Yes.
All right.
All
Here
right.
we go.
Shop local at Shelbyville Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. From farm fresh produce and hand-cut meats to pantry staples, dairy, frozen favorites, and household essentials, we've got your list covered at hometown prices. Don't miss our weekly ad and truckload meat sales. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Visit 874 Union Street, Shelbyville, or call 931-684-1363. Follow us on Facebook for the latest specials. Shop local. Save big at the pig.
At Kincaid Service Company, we've proudly served Middle Tennessee since 1934. Families across the region trust us for quality furniture, appliances, electronics, and the kind of service only a hometown business can provide. From living room sets and dining collections to washers, dryers, refrigerators, and the latest in home entertainment, Kincaid is everything you need to make your house a home. And when it comes to a great night's sleep, our showroom features leading brands of mattresses, offering comfort and quality you can count on. We don't just sell products, we stand behind them. When you buy your appliances or electronics from Kincaid, our expert service team is here to keep them running for years to come. It's the kind of care that sets us apart. For value, selection, and service you can trust, visit Kincaid Service Company today, locally owned and community strong.
On game day, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the field. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
All righty, welcome back in here. We thank those sponsors. Say big at the pig, Piggly Wiggly.
Yes.
I got to go get me some popcorn this afternoon, Josh.
You gotta go get some
Their
popcorn.
popcorn is awesome. Our popcorn stand, the historic popcorn
Yes, the
stand,
popcorn stand.
and the Capri Theater.
Theater popcorn.
Theater
Movie
popcorn. Those three places right there, man. If you want popcorn, yeah, look,
That's
I've
the
got
place to
some
go.
leftover.
You have
down
some
there.
old leftover
Yes,
pig
this
popcorn.
is 99 cents for that bag right there at the
Yeah,
pig.
yeah.
And we devoured it on our last sports show, and I
Okay.
just threw that down there as a prop.
As a prop.
I
So
bet
to
it's-
remember,
Yeah, it's not good to eat.
I
Right now,
probably
but-
wouldn't eat
no.
that. That's several
No,
months
but-
old. So.
Yeah, but that's
yeah.
they've got it going on. And then
Yeah.
of course, Kincaid Service Company, or Service is their middle name. Did you know they sold mattresses?
I did not know they sold mattresses.
They got
actually.
a whole row of them. I walked up in there the other day, and Bill Anderson was laying up there asleep on one.
Oh, he's passed out on a mattress.
Yes,
Okay.
laid out on a mattress up in
All right.
Kincaid.
All right. More power to him.
I know.
Guess.
And then of course First Bank right here on Madison Street, convenient
Yes.
location.
Yeah.
Hey, they got an ATM. You can pull in there and use it. It's the traffic's not bad over
Yes.
here on Madison Street. It's
Good
not
location.
terrible.
Good
Yeah.
location.
But if
Yeah.
for all your banking needs, check them out.
Yes.
What else you got, Josh?
Upcoming week, Tuesday evening, City Council is meeting for a study session. I would tell you what's going on, but I don't have an agenda yet. But I do think we've got a lot going on, so there'll be stuff for us to discuss next Saturday in regards to that. And then Thursday is election day, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We talked
Man,
about it earlier. Over
yeah.
5,000 people have early voted. I'm leaning towards we may get to 10. 12 will be great. I don't know that we'll get there, but we will
Well-
know that by Thursday evening. I think you are doing live
We
election
will start
coverage.
live stream at around 6:30ish. Okay.
6:30.
We'll make an
yeah.
announcement exactly when we're going to come on. There's going to be a group of folks. There'll be a little bit of commotion going on around here, but the camera will be running to catch it all.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everybody that's always tuned in for that. But we usually have those election results fast. And
I will be in the
and
room
as
with the
accurate as
people
possible.
counting the numbers, and as soon as they hand them out to
Yep.
all of us. In the we have a little little media section where everybody's sitting there and they hand them all to us, at the same time, and then I'll get them over to you just as quick as we can.
Yeah,
So,
we'll get those results. I know everybody is anxious for this thing to be over, Josh.
Anxious to be over. That's where I was going to go real quick. I said at the beginning I would talk just very briefly. I'm going to run back to, I gave an analogy within the last month, I think, of a hammer. A hammer. I almost brought a hammer. I told you I was going to bring a hammer that time. I did not. A hammer is a tool that you can use to drive nails into wood or whatnot. A good, useful tool. But I could take that same hammer and I could beat you upside the head with it, and it's not such a good use for the hammer. So
depends on who it is.
Yeah, it depends on no,
No,
you
it's
should
bad.
not be beating people upside the head with a hammer. You're just poking. You're poking. You're poking.
Yeah.
Social media. We're sitting on social media right now.
God.
Social media is also a tool and can be used for good. And unfortunately, here recently, I've noticed a lot of people beating each other over the head with a hammer. So
The very same tool, Josh, that we can sit here and the live stream is not social media. Shelbyville Now is not social media.
Yeah,
but
we're
the
just,
platform of Facebook and YouTube is kind of not really social media. It's a place for videos.
Yeah.
But Facebook is an opportunity for people to post their thoughts.
Yeah.
I wish some of them wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So if you've got a hammer, please don't beat people over the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
If you could, possibly avoid it. I'll tell you, and I told David this before the show, I personally, as my phone is sitting here in front of me, I took the Facebook app off my phone on Thursday. I said, I've seen enough of people beating each other over the head with hammers, and I'm not going to put the app back on until at least next Friday after Election Day. There's nothing going on Facebook that's life and death that I need to see it every hour on the hour as it beeps and bops at me with notifications. So I'm taking a little, a brief respite, and it's probably better for my mental health. And so that's where I'm at with it. I just wish we could, we're a small town. Most of us, everybody knows everybody or sees everybody. You're going to run into them at the Grindstone or at the Pig or at Kroger or at Walmart or, try to be kind.
Yeah.
So that is my plea. Be kind.
There's been a couple events that's taken place with Shelbyville Now over the last couple of weeks. One is I wrote an article about what has inspired Shelbyville Now, and it's the average guy. Okay, it's just those people out there that you come in contact with, the guy that might wash your car, the guy that might come and unclog your sink, the people you bump to at the grocery store, the people you go to at church, whatever it is, the people you go and your kids are playing ball with. That it's all like a family, a big family. It's just the average guy. Yeah. He don't want anything to do but lead his life, and he wants his government to work for him. Okay, that's what has always inspired Shelbyville Now. Over the course of this election cycle, we've seen a lot of stuff come out, a lot of negative stuff, a lot of positive stuff, and it's coming to a close. During this process, I put out some polls, which were informal. Okay, I'll air quote it.
Not
informal,
scientific.
Not scientific. If it's scientific, it would probably be about SpaceX or something. That would be scientific. I don't know what a scientific poll is anyway, but Hillary Clinton was favored to beat Donald Trump by 16 points in his first election run back in 2016. And as I was sitting there watching the election returns, I almost I was in Kansas City, Missouri, sitting in a trailer watching this live stream. And I say, he's going to get destroyed. I shut my laptop. And about 2 hours later, my daughter called me. Are you watching this? And I said, watching what? And she said, the election returns. And I said, no, I'm afraid to. She said, you need to turn it back on. Okay. Polls mean nothing, Josh. But what polls do, it gives people a point to look at, something to talk about, to see what the excitement level is. Our poll had a lot of people participating. To me, that is what I got out of taking those polls. Some people criticize them if they didn't like the results, and I get that. I mean, if your candidate was behind, you wanted to go vote extra and all this stuff. It's fun and games when it gets down to it. The real thing happens Thursday. Okay.
Thursday's the day. Get out and vote.
Thursday's
if you've not early voted. Now, if you early voted, don't go out and try to vote a second time. They don't allow that.
No, they don't. No, they will check.
No. Vote once.
And by the way, somebody asked how we were checking ID on our. We didn't check our ID. but I'm sure the flock cameras picked you up if you voted on our poll. All right, that's all I'll say.
That's all you say.
And I'm trying to be funny, Josh. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
light of it, but all this stuff that we do is just for public opinion.
Yeah.
And everybody's got one. Some of them have 4 or 5. You know.
It's entirely possible.
All right. So I wish that I had done what you did and take Facebook off my phone. But I'm always tempted to go look, oh, what's happened next? You know, and
That's
just look
the
at the
temptation.
next.
Just delete the app.
Yep.
It'll come back. You can install it whenever you just feel like you have to go on there. And let me tell you, you don't have to. So,
And when and here's the funny thing, Josh, when I just lay it down and don't look at it, and I go back and check my text messages later, I've got 10 people that have sent me Facebook links to look at this, and I'm like, okay, I look at it and go, oh, and I just like, you know, it's almost like the Facebook right now. I'll describe it this way: the bathroom wall in a junior high school. And 5th graders are doing the graffiti on it.
yeah.
It's this too shall pass.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Thursday, you will be here live with election coverage. I'll be down at the
Yes.
Election Commission watching them count the votes. And then we will be back here next Saturday morning.
Yes.
Same place, same time, same channel. I think we'll probably have a few things to talk about then. So.
Oh, we'll have a lot to talk about. And Josh, thank you for your hard work this week. Thank you for covering the time capsule yesterday. Great photography work, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Fancy
very much.
camera you had.
Yeah, my fancy phone. It
Yeah,
works.
man, I
So,
tell you what,
yeah.
these phones, the technology is just it's mind-boggling how
It is
good
crazy.
you can take a picture now.
Yeah, it is.
So, and you know what? I was just looking at some pictures that have been posted on Facebook in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Mhm.
Just scrolling through pictures, just the crowd. Okay.
Yeah.
And some people have taken pictures of sunsets. They've taken pictures of ponds. They've taken pictures of forest and all different things, all of them in Bedford County. And we have got one of the most beautiful areas in the country to live in.
We
Right
do.
here.
Yes, we do. We're very lucky to be
All right.
here. So,
Guys, thanks for watching and bearing with us this morning. Also, thanks to our sponsors. We'll see you guys hopefully on Thursday night at around 6:30 for election coverage, and then again on Saturday morning. Have a
Yep.
great weekend.
so long.